Well, hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. I know meeting virtually is new to many of us, so don't worry if you feel like you're the only one new to this experience. I promise you that you're not. So my name is Mr. Fager, and I will be the ARC chair and the facilitator of today's ARC meeting. So before we get started, let's just make sure our technology is ready to rock and roll. Let's make sure that our microphones are on. Everybody say hello, maybe say your name as we do.
Hi.
Hi, this is Christy Rhodes and Brennan.
Hi, Guy.
Hello, this is Kelly Dockery Brooks.
Hi,
And
Kelly.
this is Wayne Williams.
Hi, Dwayne. So the microphones are working and it looks like our video is working. I'm glad you guys feel comfortable using the video. If you didn't want to, you don't have to, but I'm glad you did. It just makes things feel much more natural. We can feel connected and we can share more naturally. Good. A couple more things I'd like to do to share before we get started. Just as we would with any other ARC meeting, I want you to realize first and foremost that decisions in an ARC meeting are made by consensus. That means that every ARC member's input is valued. So please feel free to share your thoughts and offer input. Because we're meeting online, when you share, make sure that you say your name each time you speak. And then wait until each person is finished before replying. That gives everybody an opportunity to offer feedback. We can listen well and then reach that consensus together. The other thing I'd like to encourage, and I'm sure we all do, but I want to put it out there very plainly, is that we all assume the positive intention of each other. We all have, Brendan, your best interest in mind. And it's to that end that we want to share our thoughts and ideas, and when we get ready to make decisions, that builds that consensus process. If you have some background noise taking place, one good thing to do to kind of help keep that at a minimum is to go ahead and mute your microphone when you're not sharing. That helps us, again, keep things from being too distracting. And the other thing that I would want to share, the last thing, is that we remain present during the meeting. So I'm going to take a moment. I'm checking my phone, make sure that it's silenced, and it is. If you don't mind doing the same thing, kind of silence your technology, minimize or close your email. The same kind of rules that we would do in a face-to-face ARC meeting would apply here. We would refrain from checking our email and our phone when we're in a face-to-face ARC meeting. So I want to give you the valuable, precious time that we have to look at each other and be present. So if the meeting goes long, we can always take a break together, and then after a brief break, we can finish up. Any questions about technology or norms, being ready to be able to share before we move forward?
Nope.
We're good.
Great.
No.
No? Good? All right. We'll go ahead and we'll move forward with introductions and some of the procedural safeguards. All right, let's take some time to introduce and say a little bit about ourselves. Brennan, I see that you're here. Would you and your mom like to introduce yourselves to the committee?
Sure. Hi, I'm Brennan, and it's nice to see you all.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Rhodes, Brennan's mom. We're really pleased with Brennan's progress this year, and we look forward to planning for what's coming up this year.
Awesome. I think you're both very important parts of the ARC decision-making process. So we would love your input on Brennan's strengths, Brennan, your needs, preferences that only you two can provide. So Brennan, your math teacher, Mr. Williams, is here, and he's going to share how you're doing in his class. So Mr. Williams, would you like to introduce yourself now?
Sure would. Good morning, Brennan. How are you today? Good morning, Mrs. Rhodes. I hope you guys remember me. It's been so long since we've got together. I am Brennan's math teacher, and I'll be sharing progress in his math class.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I appreciate that. And Mrs. Rhodes, you also may remember Mrs. Dockery Brooks, your special education teacher. Mrs. Dockery Brooks, will you introduce yourself now?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Brennan. Hi, Mrs. Rose. I've worked with Brennan this year and can't wait to share on how well he's doing and also give some input on his IEP for next year.
Thank you, Mrs. Dockery Brooks. Mrs. Rhodes, did you receive the procedural safeguards that were sent to you before this meeting?
Yes, I did.
Great. Did you have any questions? Would you like for me to review your procedural safeguards before we go any further?
No, that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, so the purpose of today's meeting is to do an annual review. We'll take a look and see how Brennan's progressing. We're going to take a look at his individual education program. We use the term IEP. We're also going to talk about Brennan's transition to high school in the upcoming year. So I've created an agenda and shared it with everybody before this meeting. Does everybody have a copy of the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Can everybody access it then, I say?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right. So we're going to use that agenda throughout the meeting so that way we can keep pace and make sure that we cover all the tasks that we need to. So one of the things that we're able to do on our virtual platform is share each other's screens. Brandon, I understand that you're a kind of a computer expert, and maybe that's a strong word, but I understand you like working with computers. Is that right?
Relative.
So would you like to share the agenda with the rest of the ARC so that we can all see it?
Just give me a sec.
Sure.
Okay.
Ah, there it is. Look, and you're scrolling and everything. Yeah, so we've done our introductions. Reviewed our procedural safeguards. We're right now talking about the purpose of the meeting, and then we'll go through the rest of it as the meeting progresses. Very good. Thanks, Brendan. Go ahead and release the screen share. Okay. Great. Okay, now we're going to take a few minutes and review Brennan's progress this year, and we're going to start with Mrs. Dockery Brooks. Mrs. Dockery Brooks?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll be happy to share.
Okay, great. If you don't mind, take a few moments and maybe you can share your screen so we can see Brennan's progress monitoring data, and you can discuss how Brennan has grown this past year, and I'll let you take that on over.
Yes, I will be happy to share my screen. I see at the bottom where it says share.